Hey, welcome back to my channel and my diary where I expose the life of a disenfranchised black girl in America. The first episode, or well, the first video was pretty much just the introduction, and it was just telling a story or telling a point of view, a perspective of where I was looking at like things and blaming it on the government and blaming it on like Donald Trump and blaming it on people who really didn't have anything to do with my life experiences personally or anything to do with me personally. And everything that I, stood for in turn is my president stood for at the time. And it took me today in this diary entry, I have the WordPress link below so you can click on it. Today in this diary entry, I'm talking about like the things that I endured while being, in the shelter system, because I ultimately went to New York City. I got in the shelter system. Like, I didn't know what it turns out. Listen, I got off the Greyhound bus. In New York City. I was looking frustrated. I guess the lady came over and asked me like what was wrong. I broke down to her in tears. Next thing you know, I ended up in the shelter the next night. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know, I just had faith. I just knew that it was anywhere better than where I was at, because if I'm going to be around people like my own parents, my mother and father, that had forsaken me, why, and they don't care anything about me, why would I stick around for that? And then it was even a part in my last diary entry that's on WordPress. You can click the link beneath this video. In my last diary entry, or when you click the first link to WordPress, which is today's diary entry, you'll see I was saying like it was a time when I had everything. I believe I crashed my car. Everything came to ruins. Me and my son didn't have a place to go in Philadelphia, and we were staying in a public housing house with my grandmother's neighbor. My grandmother had passed away at the time, by this time, and my mother was coming. It was just like, this is the untold story, guys. This is how we end up, doing things, and this is just it. This is the truth. This is raw. So while people want to cry victim and people want to say, "Well, it was me," and I was once one of those people, I'll expose through my own life, because I built a tough skin, a thick skin because of it. I'll expose exactly where some of us go wrong, exactly where black people go wrong, exactly where we go wrong in our, like, it's not, this is now in the time, right now in this history, in the history in the making, it's not the time to cry, woe is me. This is not the time. It's a time and a place for everything. This is not the time. Now it's time to focus on something bigger than just us, because when we had a chance, when it was our time, I'm highlighting the things that we are doing actively, the things that this community is going to continue to do, and the things that, hinder my life and those young women and young men like me. And contrary to the fact that, the left, the leader of the left may have said, we don't matter, and although we might not have a fair chance, all lives matter. I deserve a fair chance. My thought process matter. I can change the world. Anybody, you don't know. Anybody can be, you just don't know. So you can't look at it from a perspective, if you want to win, if you want to be victorious, if you want to get on with the new world, you can't look at it from a perspective is like, woe is me, and if it wasn't for Donald Trump, and if it wasn't for white supremacy. That's not what it is. At this point, look at yourself, look at your neighbor. What are y'all doing wrong and right? What are you doing personally? How are you living your life? Are you married? Are you cheating on your wife? How are you living your life personally? And I know people hate to hear this, and I'm not preaching, but this is the facts of the matter, and that's why people don't like to hear this, because it's the facts of the matter. And people, I know I've been bashed by black people on TikTok for stating points of views and my own personal points of view, and just saying what is the truth and what's the facts and what we sugarcoat and what we hide as a black community, and what we do inside. This is what hurts us. And things could have turned out worse for me personally. As I said in the past, I could have ended up with 3 children. I could have been worse, deeper down the rabbit hole as far as this disenfranchisement go. But I understood, like, something clicked in me when I realized, dang, like, my son doesn't have a father. My son doesn't know who his grandfather is. My son doesn't really have a support system, and neither do I. And I don't want to have this type of pitiful attitude with him. I want to raise him to be victorious, because I wasn't raised that way. I was raised like as if I was a burden. And it's just like, I wouldn't say as if I was a burden, but it was just like no plan. There was no plan. And it's hard to like, but I'm strategic. I'm not being a victim. You know, I'm not even gonna say that. So yeah, I was just speaking about the struggles that I endured inside the shelter system, inside like being in New York all on my own with a baby, you know, crying out for my family's help, you know, and just seeking help in general. And it was just like all doors were closed on in my face. But you know, it was times when I just like I couldn't afford to eat. I couldn't afford to get my son Pampers. But you know, God works in mysterious ways, and if you press the link below, you'll see. Y'all brace yourself. It's really good. So yeah, without further ado, I introduce this project to y'all, and I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope you guys are finding insight. It's so much more to my blog entries. You guys can click the menu that's on the right side. It's the right side of the blog, and you guys can view anything that you would like to see. I'ma go now before I run out of space. And yeah, I see y'all on TikTok. I see y'all around. You know, share this, get this circulating. This is good. This is money. This is good. And I appreciate you guys for your support. And I appreciate you guys for listening and giving me a voice. I appreciate you guys for giving me a platform. I just wanted to bring a lot of light to a lot of things that, you know, could help a lot of people if we just admit these faults, admit these flaws. And I'm angry. I'm not pitiful. And I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just telling a story. And I'm not telling it a one-sided story. This is a story, okay? So I'll see you guys. Remember, do what you gotta do for you.